Hey, so welcome back. Sorry for that little break. We're so sorry for the interruption. A beautiful morning to you, a beautiful morning to everyone out there watching us live, wherever you are, whether it's midnight or day to you. I want to say it's good for us to wake up to a bright sunrise. It's about time that we walk into a new week, a new day, an amazing one at that. And I'm telling you, it can only be by the mercies of God that we are here, and by His mercies we'll continue to have strength and grace to rise up from our bed, from our home, to go to anywhere we, desire to accomplish or fulfill one thing or the other. And to the glory of God this morning, we want to say a beautiful day to you, a beautiful new week. An amazing one is what we are praying and we're wishing all our viewers all over the world, wherever you're watching us from, wherever you're listening, or, connecting, linking to join us this morning. This is Galaxy Television and the program is Family and Values. Family and the values that comes with it. How is your family this morning? Because if it is not well with your family, there is no way you can step out to do anything and you can concentrate. So let me say, how is your family? Hope your family is doing well and hope you're doing well yourself. So the family starts from you, your father, your mother, your brothers and your sisters and everybody all together. So Family and Value is a program that is set to call out ourselves, tap ourselves, remind ourselves. Try to go back deep into the understanding and the knowledge of the primitive ideas. We call it primitive. It's old modern now. You don't need it. It's no longer, no, we need them. And as much as we tap into these values, it will help us. And it will help us to build a greater future for ourselves, our peace of mind, and our well-being for the future of our children. On that note, I want to welcome you. My name is Olori Adejoke Adubi David. We've been rocking this show together. And my friends call me Olori AJ. I have a dashing young lady sitting next to me. And she's all ready to work this week with me. And I'm not taking it lightly. I'm not taking it for granted. Because I'm grateful that I have somebody to work with. And I have someone right next to me. When you work alone, you don't know what burden you carry. But when you are two, it makes it easier. It makes it super. It makes it... It's not about competition. It's all about seeing yourself in yourselves. When you see the next person, you see yourself. When something wrong is there, the other person sees it, even when you don't. And you try to quickly correct it and work it well. So I'm so graceful, I'm so grateful, and it is by the mercies of God that you are here this morning.
Yes, it
so
is
how
by
are
the
you?
mercies of God. I'm fine.
How was your weekend?
Well, the weekend was fine. We'll get to that. Good morning.
It's so good. How are the children?
They're fine.
Oh,
I'm sure you read. I know. Let me know because
did I?
You did not because I saw a lot of status and we'll have that conversation. All right. Good morning to our wonderful viewers. It's always a beautiful thing to be here this morning to have this conversation with you, to start the show with you. I'm glad you're able to wake up this morning and put all that is happening around you behind you and then set out your goals, This morning, an ambulance, people crying. So he literally told me that this one's line has finally ended. And then I was like, well, for everybody that is awake, walking, you have hope. Yes, there is still hope and there is life. That's what I want to tell you this morning. Don't give up no matter what, please. Hold on to your faith. Hold on to it. Work hard. And it's not even about working hard, it's working smart. And then look up to your creator. Whatever you believe in, whatever religion, God is the ultimate. He would never, never let you down. So that's my message of hope to you this morning. Welcome to the show. My name is Princess Joy Ayo Abu. It's going to be a wonderful week. I told you last weekend that this week is going to be wonderful. I don't want you to miss any of the topics for this week. It's actually going to be very educative and very informative. Welcome to Family and Values. Please don't forget we are streaming on YouTube, please go to that page, that YouTube channel, and take it up. You know how we do it on the show now. Give us that vibes on YouTube, you know. We are waiting to see. And welcome, like I used to say, when you see these pretty faces on your screen, you know, it's time for family and values. Yeah.
Okay, so do we have any shout outs? I have some, but let's take yours first.
Okay, yes, today I'm sending a birthday shout out to Bisola. Hey. Bisola has been my friend from way back. Today is her birthday, and I'm wishing her happy birthday. I pray that this new year is going to be a wonderful one as you celebrate. Amen. More money will come into your pockets. Amen. I'm always shouting, hey, if you don't want to buy my hair, don't worry, this year people come and buy it. So happy birthday to you, Bisola. I'm wishing you the very best. Okay, so Bisola, happy birthday to you, like she said. Also to Diola Ekine. I'll be bringing her one of these days. She is the NAWARD chairman, Lagos State. She's a chairperson for National Women of Journalists in Lagos State. Okay, so I'll be bringing her one of these days to come and say one or two things. Yeah, she's a beautiful lady. Happy birthday to you. She had another year over the weekend. Also to Feromi Oyejide. Happy birthday, this young beautiful girl. She is planning to walk into she's still in her teen age, but she wants to know how it feels to be a media person. So happy birthday to you, and to as many who are celebrating today, who celebrated over the weekend, many weddings. Wow, big shout out to all the weddings. We pray it will be a blissful one, and many birthday wishes also to Chief Mrs. Elizabeth Abimbola David JP. She had it another year, so she clocked 70 over the weekend. Happy birthday. And also finally to this dashing beautiful sister and a friend who went to school together, Onyade John Ozogula. Happy birthday to you, and many more refreshing and fulfilling new age to all of you, celebrating, and so many anniversaries and many more joy things around us. So as we go into today's mini feature, I want you to do one thing for me. Please call someone next to you, because today we want to talk about ourselves. You see influencers, you see people, but how did they get to? They are influencers and they're influencers. Their personality, their references. But we need to go for this mini feature, and our guest is already waiting to connect with us. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. We are this morning going to be talking about becoming a personality of reference. A personality of reference. Who is a personality of reference? How do we know someone needs to be referenced? As a personality, do you need that reference, quote and unquote? And why? What makes a personality? What are the rigors, the troubles, the negative, the criticism, and everything that has to do with being a personality? Who you are. Mrs. Lagbaja, Mrs. Kamedu, Mrs. A, Mrs. B, Mrs. Joy, Madam Joke. Which one? How did you come about that personality? That's what we'll be looking at this morning. And we have none other than our own son of the soil. He's a parenting coach. He builds them from their young and help them to, try to work with them so that they can be who they ought to be. And he has always been guiding us and giving us all the tips here on family and values. We have Oluremi Lawal. He's a minister of the word, but I would rather want to talk to him as a parenting coach and an author. A beautiful morning to you. This morning, our guest. Hello, Remi Lawal, how are you?
Good morning, I'm very well, thank you. How are you too?
You see him?
When I see this smile, I know that, the smile is always coming with a lot of integrity. That smile, he has a lot, he just wants to bombard and...
and just deposit
the way he's keeping you think he's innocent, but when he starts now, all of us on this will eat from it.
We'll start shaking.
We'll start shaking from it.
Thank you. Thank you for being there. Thank you for the grace of God over your life and the wisdom of God that He has been helping you with. Thank you for always yielding to our call anytime we reach out. We are so grateful. For myself, Galaxy, and my beautiful
We
Joy,
are grateful.
we
Thank
appreciate
you.
God's
Thank
grace
you.
over your life. Okay, so we're talking about becoming a personality of reference. And I want to ask, who or what is the meaning of personality? Who or what is the meaning of personality? And why do we need the reference that comes with that personality? Why do we need that reference? Is it important? How important is it?
All right. I'm sure that by now all of you are used to my style. I always love to deviate completely from your topic, but I'll always end it on the topic. But I'm not going to do it differently this morning. Let me start by saying, I think I posted something a few days back, and that's where I'm going to start. We live in a world where everything we do, every of our things, every of our processes are centered around people, centered around individuals. So that's why we have thoughts like how women do things, how Yoruba do things, how Nigerians do things, how Europeans do things. And then in all of these things, you realize that something is missing. You have how Christians do it, how Muslims do it, but you hardly find how humans do it. So we bring it back to the subject of personality. Are we actually supposed to be beaming the light on an individual or beaming the light on humanity? Let me say something striking, and I want us all to note it down, think about it when we are done. I don't want you to be distracted from everything we are going to say. Scripture calls us two things. It says we are light and we are thoughts, and both things are useless to themselves. Light is useless to itself. Light does not need itself to be light. Light needs people to be light. Salt is useless to itself. Salt cannot season itself. Salt needs other things to be. So if we are referred to as those two things, it suggests to me as a person that every life we live that is centered around yourself is a useless life. So if we look at personality from that perspective, to begin to give it a broader understanding that personality is not something I conjure. Personality is not something I wake up one morning to say, okay, this is what I want to be. Secondly, personality must be viewed from two perspectives. There are natural personalities and there are acting personalities. People who are actors, so they wake up this morning, write a script, and they act that script out so perfectly. And then there are people who are born personality. So when you see them, morning, afternoon, night, midnight, any time whatsoever, their nature is the same. Those are born persons. So their personality is just born with them. But for some, it is an acting. You just switch off the camera, take away social media, they will back to their nature. And their nature is not the same personality they project for us to see. Added to that is niceness and kindness are not the same thing. You can be a nice person by acting, but you can never be a kind person by acting. Kindness is nature, niceness is acting. Niceness is a personality. Kindness is another personality on its own. But one is acting, the other one is natural. So what is personality? Personality is who I have become. what my situation and circumstances have turned me into, then if I am able to retain my nature, personality can be said to be who I am. I'll give you a typical example. A man recently celebrated his 70th birthday. I know your minds are going in the direction that you'll be so shocked when I mention his name, because there is a man the whole world knows that just celebrated his 70th birthday. My honor and regards to him, Bishop David Oyedepo. But that's not who I'm referring to. I am referring to a man that I didn't find a lot of birthday wishes on newspaper, neither did I hear it on so many news media and all the likes. But that is a personality that is born. And I'm speaking about the registrar of JAMB, in the person of Alhaji Ishia Oloyede, who was the former vice chancellor of University of Ilorin, the first person to break that rule. They have never had a chancellor that is not from that state. But he made great records. While he was the vice chancellor, the university would never go on strike. They never experienced it. Now, this is a man who wants a personality that the world is not talking about because he's not the type of society embraces. He came into JAMB after the time when they were remitting 250 million per annum. But he came and remitted 5 billion naira in 1 year. The world does not speak about him, and he's not doing it to impress anybody. He's somebody I have related with one-on-one. So when you talk about the personality, it's either who you have become by virtue of your critical experiences, of the difficult experiences, by virtue of your environment, by the kind of training or upbringing that you had, or it is somebody that you have to be so as to attract certain accolades or applause to yourself. So that's how I choose to define personality this morning. One, as a result of who you have become, based on your environment, your significant experiences, your upbringing or training, or an adoption to enable you to acquire the desired accolades and applause that you want. So that's my definition of personality.
Wow. We've been discussing becoming a personality of reference, and our guest Remi Lawal is still very much with us. So if you're just tuning in, you've not missed. Joy, over to you.
All right. Okay. So Remi has said a whole lot. You know, sometimes Remi will say certain things, and your next question will just be like, should I ask this question or I should hold back? But now, for the purpose of today's conversation, I'm still going to ask that question. And now we are talking about personality, reference points. Yes, we know that a lot of people have dual personality. What the project is different from what they are. Just like you said, being nice is different from kindness, and that has really stuck into me because we mistake niceness for kindness. Oh, he's so kind. Meanwhile, deep inside, the person has no trace of kindness in the person, but the person is just being nice at that moment. Now, how do you establish yourself as an expert in any field? Now, we are talking about this because we know a lot of people want to be like people. Somebody out there wants to be like one Dangote. Somebody out there wants to be like one celeb. You know, everybody is looking up to one mentor. Everybody wants to be like, oh, I want to be like Elon Musk. I want to be, you know, everybody. And sometimes you ask yourself, in the course of all this, you kind of lose your own identity and personality. But for those people that want to be like somebody, I want to, you know, copy what. How would they establish themselves or pattern themselves towards becoming that personality they reference?
All right. That's a lovely question, I must say, and I'm glad you didn't take back that question. It's going to be a hook for the entire show today. Now, let me permit me to bring in a portion of the scripture. You know, there is something all of us heard from God, that God created man to have dominion, and our warped understanding of dominion has put us at cross, at war with each other. If God created all of us and gave us similar commands that we should have dominion, so who are we dominating? It means that everyone should be dominating one another, and that's the cause of war and fightings that we are having here and there. I brought this in the sense that you want to be like this person. I don't think you should be like, being like that person is an impossible thing. Let's just get it. And the only thing you need to seek for in trying to be like somebody is to understand motive. Motive. What is this person's motive? It was Bishop Oyedepo who said something several years ago. He said, "You will never understand the source of my wealth until you understand my heart for God." So a lot of people desire wealth, but no one knew the source, that the source is traceable to his heart for God. So if you want to be like somebody, what you should be looking for is actually what is the driving force behind what the person is doing. So imagine any of us at all to be like very dark man. You cannot be like very dark man. You may like what he is doing. If you want to be like him, be ready to think, ask yourself, why is he doing it? So until you understand the why, you may not understand the person. Until you understand the why, you may not understand the person. What are the values driving his goal? What are the emotions? What are the pains he's undergoing, running after those things? So everybody that is desiring to be like Dangote, do they desire his position right now? Having spent 20 billion building a refinery, and to sit down to get the benefit of the refinery, he's being tossed here and there like a poor man. I mean, I'm not sure that these are the things that comes with being a personality. You need to understand the heart, so that when you understand it, you'll be able to prepare for the storm, prepare for all that comes with it. So when you look up to somebody that you want to be like the person, stop looking at their result, start looking at their process. So which is the reason why you need to read their books, you need to look them up. If you are privileged to have one-on-one contact with them, the kind of questions you should be asking should not be, how did you get this? It is, what led you to going for this? That's the kind of question you should be asking, not how did you get this or what did you get. You can see what they have gotten, you can see the process, but you need to understand the mind behind it. So it is not a bad thing to desire to be like somebody, and which is the reason why we've always had people playing second fiddle and a fake of the original. You can never get the original. People have always been producing something that is inferior to the original. But you see people who went down to ask, you see them, they produce something superior to what that person has produced. I can tell you a few names today. I won't mention the brands they represent, but once I mention their names, you would know the brands they represent. We all know Imokude. We all know the late Hubert Wibe. We all know Jim Ovia. We all know, these are people who went on to serve under somebody. They were not busy desiring their goals, but they were busy desiring their minds, their heart that is laid out for that thing they do. And today, they have been able to introduce their mentors' results in a better way. What we have today are people who want you to pick them and drop them where you are. They thought you're like a seed. A fruit that was picked on a table. You were not picked first as a seed that was planted and had to die. So people don't want to die. They just want to appear. Like one morning, I would wake up and then people will see me as an influential person. I have arrived. You cannot arrive. To end this question, let me tell you this. I said something about salt, and I said something about light, and that also would make reference, would make an impact in this topic. If all you're doing is looking at yourself, you can never be a person of influence. Do not forget, your relevance should not be spoken of by yourself to say, do you know how much I have done? You shouldn't be. Anytime you find a man saying, do you know how much I have done? It's not done anything. So if you want to be a person of reference, look outside of yourself. Become oxygen to the world. Become light that is useless to itself but useful to everybody. There is a man in Ilorin as we speak. He's in one remote village in Ilorin, but he has turned the place into a city. He built one of the best universities in this country. He has chains of schools, and in the same place where he was raised. And what drove him? Because at a point he and his siblings were almost being pulled out, and somebody pulled him up and said, look, I'm going to send you to school to any level. And he went until he had PhD. He went back to that village. The most achievement in the long list of people that he has given scholarship to the level that he got. So not just anybody. This man will tell you that I have what it takes to buy a private jet and maintain it. But what do I need a private jet for when there are people that I can use that money to give life to? And that's what he's doing. Yet he's not there in anybody's faces. There are so many of them like that. So today, you know, when you were doing your mini feature, you mentioned a lot of things that describe personality. And I'm going to streamline on some of them today. Let me say this. A lot of people who you and I refer to as people of, refuge or influence today are people who are living out their traumas, living out their biases, and living out their pains. That's what they are doing. They are just using the society to medicate their traumas, so that when I go out there to give packets of Indomie to some people, I'll feel good with myself. If I go out there and tell the world that I've given scholarship to this boy or that girl, I'll feel good with myself. Let me tell you today, if you're watching this, that is just you medicating your symptoms. You are not medicating the real issue. So if only you can take time, sit down and address your problem, you will feel better. We have lots of them as activists. These are people who want to gain influence by leading other people to separate them from a system that will help them. And all of us, because it addresses our instant challenges, we think they are doing us good. Guess what? After some time, you will realize that they are left alone. They are orphaned. This activists, they are orphaned. There is one that contested the election. He was a very popular person, but when the election came, he was orphaned. Nobody voted for him. These are people who are out there trying to use their pain to gain influence. So if you want to gain influence, use other people's pain, not your trauma, not your own pain, and do not do it for any of your own gain. That's how to win influence. Do it from the background. You don't need cameras. You don't need social media. You're just pained by what somebody is going through, and you say to yourself, for nature to position this person, I just said this, for those who do not believe in God, I'm not here to hurt them, but just take it that nature positioned this hungry person around me for me to see. Why am I the one seeing this hungry person? It could have been somebody else. So if I am the one seeing this person, it simply means that nature is asking me to take up the responsibility and feed this person. Then the next question is, if feeding this person will require that I turn on camera, if they turn on camera when they are feeding me free, how will it make me feel? So that should tell you whether you should turn on your camera or not. So these are the things you do to gain influence. Influence is not social applaud. Influence is not social validation. Influence is that you're turning the life of another person better. Influence is that I'm helping you to become the person that you have been designed to be. I'm helping you to become the person you have desired to be, and I'm helping you to be a better person that you have been created to be. That is what influence is, and I'm doing it with no expectation whatsoever. If you ask me for 100 naira today and I give it to you and I expect you to pay me back that 100 naira, then something must be wrong with me upstairs. Because if you are worth up to 100 naira, you will not come to me. So I should be able to give it to you and take my eyes off you and not expect that you will be able to repay me the 100 naira that you are not able to have now. Am I saying that because you took 100 naira from me, you cannot be a billionaire in the future? No. All I am saying is, may I not pray that at any point I will come, that what I will need from you will not be 100 naira. No, all I'm saying is, you took 100 naira from me. When you become a billionaire, look for people who need, like you needed when you came to me, and repay them back. Don't repay me. So I shouldn't do anything to you and then be expecting that you should be the one to take it to social media and get me social upload. No, it is not necessary. All the people whose names I mentioned this morning, I mean, none of them sent me to do this. I've not gotten a penny from any of them. Neither have they supported what I do. But I'm only just saying this because it is related to what we are discussing this morning. If you want to be a person of influence, even to your own parents, it is not for you to get the applause of your
Remy,
neighbors.
You have said so much, and because of our time, I need to move fast now. Okay, I'll be asking you now. You have said so much, and it's really getting into me because I don't believe when I do things, people need to see it. I'm not that type of that kind of person too. I love just show your gratitude in any way possible. It doesn't have to come back to me, but at least show gratitude. I appreciate what you have done. No noise. Now, I want to ask, on the way to becoming a personality of reference, of great influence, affecting lives, there are criticisms, there are negative feedbacks that will come, you know, and how do you handle this? How do you prepare yourself so that in the process of becoming that personality you wanted to actually become, you will not lose it? Because sometimes, you know, out of anger, out of frustration, out of so much criticism and trouble, you may like, I don't, you know, you just get lost on the way. How do we handle criticisms and feedbacks that are negative around us, because you need to be focused to accomplish all that you have stated ahead of us? Then Joy will come back with our own question because we need to move fast. Our time is really running. Thank you.
All right, I will try and answer this as brief as I can. Number one, there are things I tell people not to do because they are easy access to heartache. Your role in life is to do what you're supposed to do. My job is to greet you good morning. My job is not to monitor whether you responded. And I think I am preparing myself for problems if I greet you good morning and I'm waiting to hear whether you responded. So my job is to give you. My job is not to control whether you appreciated it. The truth of the matter is that appreciation is something we give to God so that He will set us up for another. If you do not appreciate me, I will go on doing good to other people. If I see you the next time and I am led to do good to you, I will do it because my job is not to check whether you appreciated it or not. So that's number one. Number two, when you put a ship on the sea, the ship is constantly aware of storms. The ship is constantly aware of icebergs. The ship does not stop sailing because there are storms and there are icebergs. The ship keeps sailing. Now, what is the goal of the ship? The ship has been set with certain coordinates, and the coordinates is not to take it to a particular location. So the focus of the ship is from takeoff point, regardless of the storm, regardless of the waves, regardless of the iceberg, just to get to the destination. So when you're doing anything, your focus is your takeoff point and then to where you're going. All of these things you're mentioning, they are distractions that you cannot control. And as a human being, you're meant to control what is within your control. Criticisms are not within your control. Controversies are not within your control. And what do you call controversy? What I don't understand that I try to ask you questions about. So you only answer those who come to you. People who are close to you will come to ask you, okay, why did you use camera? All right, I'm doing it for an NGO. And the NGO insisted that I use the camera. If I did not ask you, I don't deserve that response. So you don't go about giving response to every idiot on the street. Just like they say, if you keep throwing stones at every dog that barks at you, you will not get to where you're going. Your job in life is to be aware. That's what we teach in emotional intelligence. Be aware that these things will happen. And when they happen, why do I need to respond? Will it aid my movement to where I'm going? If no, please keep going, because they will keep throwing stones at you. And believe me, nobody throws stones at any tree that does not have good fruit. So if they are criticizing you, that means you're doing something good. If they are talking about you, that means there's something good about you. If they are not talking about you, then you should be quiet. Thank you.
I said it this morning that the moment you start like this, all of us will receive the hitting, and it's really hitting. But quick one, how do we build meaningful relationship in our journey becoming a personality of reference? Sometimes you feel like it's just your mentor you want to concentrate on, and you're losing even relationships that can help you, associate you to where you're actually going to. We have a lot of people that I told somebody, the person you're calling your mentor, you've not even had even one conversation to say hello. You're having a mentor that you're only seeing on social media, and oh, this is my mentor, and you don't know anything about this person. Rather than you starting from the beginning, building relationships until you get there, So how do we build meaningful relationship in this journey of becoming a personality of reference?
Okay, to build meaningful relationships, I think we should do just few things. Do not be judgmental, do not be critical, and do not be a person who is busy picking faults here and there. Bear in mind that all of us, we have our biases, we have our shenanigans, we have our misdemeanors, all of us, including the best of us. Believe me, if you happen to sit with the best of human beings that you know from afar, if you happen to sit with him or her, you will realize that they eat in a manner that will disgust you. Some talk in a manner that will disgust you. But is that what you're looking for, or the result they have? It is the apostles who know that Jesus is. But the other people who encounter him on the way, they never knew that he eats. I don't know. So when you are building relationships, what exactly do I want from this person? Define it. Let there be boundaries. And that boundary include, I know do this, but you cannot tell me to do it. I have friends who smoke. I have friends who drink. I have never imposed my religion on them. But they know that I am having influence around them. So my job is not to look at them and tell them, you smoke, smokers will die. No, that's not your job. Your job is to respect boundaries, but you know exactly why you are relating with them. Keep your focus, keep your goal. Like if you and I are friends and you want to be beating your wife, I would never judge you for beating your wife, despite the fact that what I do stands against it. All I will do is probably ask you what the reasons are, because I know nobody wakes up one morning to say, I want to be a mad person. Something must be responsible. So, and until I understand, I will never say anything about it. So I think the first thing is, when you're keeping relationships and you want them to be meaningful, understand boundaries, understand structures. And also, you spoke about people wanting people who are far and they have not made use of people who are near. Well, there's nothing wrong with it. But when you have people who is far, make sure that you are getting their material and you have your focus. What exactly are you focusing on? So you don't waste time and if there are people who are here, look beyond their shenanigans. their shenanigans. Because even you are not perfect. So there is something people are enduring about you, they are overlooking. You must also learn to overlook a lot of things about people and move on with them. When it displeases you, just mention it and move on.
Wow, thank you so very much. I wanted to just give us one last word of advice as we go into this week and preparing ourselves for the week itself. Just give us a tip, something we can hold on to, coming from Remi Lawal as we go into the week. You know, preparing ourselves to becoming someone of reference with all that you have laid before us. Thank you.
All right. The week is just the week, and the truth is that the week is a promise. It is only guaranteed by faith. The only thing you and I have is this moment. If there is any greatness you have desired, this is the only opportunity you have to show forth your greatness. Everything I've always wanted to achieve in your life, not to guarantee the promise. This is the only opportunity you have to take that first step. Just take that one step today. Today, I'm talking about today, Monday, and this very hour that we are talking about. Don't say, okay, I'll do it by 12. 12 is not a guarantee. It's just a promise that you and I have accepted by faith. So every moment you appear, make that moment to become that person desire to be. The week is blessed. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you, Remi Lawal. We are so grateful, and we pray that as you have prayed for us, we receive it, and it will be your own portion as well. In Jesus' name. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's a beautiful time, Joy, as we run.
You know, what he has just said is very true. Make use of the moment now.
Now, today.
The next hour is not guaranteed.
Yeah, it's not guaranteed.
Next 20 minutes is not guaranteed.
So it's
if
the
you're
now.
out there listening to us, this is not one conversation you just sweep under the carpet. Please share it. Just go back and share it and make use of the moment for now. I'll do it on Tuesday. I'll do it on start now as you're speaking. And that's for me to say thank you for being a part of Family and Value this morning. I'll see you tomorrow. My name still remains Princess Joy Ayo. And we'll have a great Monday. It's a new week started on a good note.
Okay, so Remi said it's a week, but you have to take a first step now. So what step are you taking? Tomorrow is going to be another wonderful time together on Family and Values, and we pray that you have to join us, because we have talked about becoming a personality of reference. Tomorrow is going to be repaying favors you owe. How do you repay favor? Do you need to repay favors? Is it compulsory? Remi has given us a tip from that now. So you see our topics. So you just need to be part of tomorrow. Why do we need to put boundaries on favor? What are those things that we need to look at when we are seeking or believing, man for favor? There's difference between man and God. So we'll be talking about all that tomorrow. Wish you the very best of today on behalf of everyone, from our president to the station manager here in Lagos to Mr. Dewale, our HOP. Everybody all present. The camera people, the floor managers, the audio, the MCR, our editor. Thank you so much. Thank you, MCR. We don't leave you behind. We appreciate you. Wish you the very best of today, and all our viewers. Please share, like, follow us. Go to AVO, go to O Prime application, go to all our social media platforms, and you can always relate this back to your loved ones. Thank you. My name is Sirimin Olori. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.